What's the weirdest, scariest thing you've ever seen when at somebody else's house? Spent the night at grandma's house when I was probably 11 or 12. Got sick in the middle of the night and was throwing up in the bathroom. Saw grandma in her flannel nightgown run by with her .38 Beretta. Apparently I sounded like a bear. Edit. I was 12 and she was in her 70s at the time. It was a Beretta handgun. Not a revolver. Was probably 9mm. Gun nerds are so pedantic. I love that your grandma was ready to fuck up a bear. I was 9 and my sister was 11. We were at my aunt's house staying the night. She had a weird ass husband. He made us promise not tell our mom. He brought this huge pink floppy dildo thing out of the closet and chased us around. We told and never stayed the night again. Aunt divorced him later. 10 years later said uncle is in prison for child pornography and seducing school kids. I think one of the most important things a parent ought to teach their children to keep them safe from predators is that if an adult ever asks you to keep a secret, you tell your parent right away. Adults never keep secrets with kids, just like adults never need a kid's help with directions or to find a lost animal or object. Those are big ol' red flags alerting you to danger. Edit to clarify, secrets like ice cream, cookies, an indoor water fight, etc. are not what I was talking about, and I think surprises, gifts, nice gestures like breakfast in bed, etc. and secrets are different things and can be easily differentiated to a child. As for adults not needing a child's help, this is almost exclusively with strangers. An adult does not need assistance from a kid they don't know. Getting your kid to help vacuum, or having your niece help you make cookies was obviously not what I meant. For a whole month, my friend's parents kept the entire house, i.e. the fridge, freezer, cabinets, outside fridge, basement cabinets, completely stocked and full of mini guacamole containers. Like the holy guacamole ones you get. It was the strangest occurrence, like my friend didn't even know. Just one day they all showed up and his parents never spoke of it. I'm pretty sure they were doing some underground black market trading with them. Edit. So I asked my friend's brother and apparently their parents' office had recently accidentally received boxes of them and were told just to keep them. So they decided to take them all and eventually they just all went bad. So unfortunately, to much speculation, they were not involved in dealing guacamole with the drug lords of America. This sounds like they won a lifetime's supply of guacamole but it all showed up at once. At the mall before Christmas about 10 years ago when I was 19. Ran into a quasi friend from high school who I ran cross country with. He asked what's up and if I wanted to go back and play some vids. Get to his place, dirty, but nothing crazy for 19. But have a super weird feeling. Play video games and drink beer for 30-45 minutes when I need to go to the bathroom. He tells me down the hall. I guess I opened the wrong door because instead of the bathroom, I found a meth lab. I was shocked to say the least and got the hell out of Dodge. Found out recently, he was hit and killed by a truck while on his bike going to work in a hit and run accident less than 2 weeks later. I can't imagine having your son die and then going to collect his belongings and finding a fucking meth lab. TLDR at the bottom. When I was in 4th grade, I had a best friend, who we will call Beth. She frequently came to spend the night at my house, and after a few months I pressured her to let me come over to her house for the weekend. I'd met her mom before, and from what I assessed with my 8-year-old brain, her family seemed normal. I didn't really understand why she avoided me coming over. The day finally comes for me to spend the night at her house, and I was fucking stoked. Her house was huge, they had a big backyard with a playset, gigantic TVs, and a nice DVD collection. It was my first time meeting her stepdad, but he seemed pretty nice. I also met her little sister who was probably around 8 months old. All in all, fun day so far. Things start getting weird the closer it gets to bedtime. Beth didn't have a bunk bed, so I had to sleep with her in her bed, not a problem. But as we're getting ready for bed, I can tell that Beth is getting very anxious. She started kind of pacing around her room and getting all teary-eyed. She finally broke when I lifted up her pillow and found a fillet knife. Now, I'm 8 at this point. So my initial reaction was to laugh and ask why she had a knife under her pillow. She snapped, It's not funny and broke down in tears. I panicked, and after several long minutes of trying to apologize, she finally tells me that she brought the knife in to keep me safe. That her stepdad came into her room at night sometimes and did things, and that she wanted to protect me if he tried anything tonight. My brain automatically kicks into safety mode, and I start asking questions like how long? What does he do? And does your mom know? She told me that she only told her mom after her little sister was born, and that her mom didn't believe her. He'd been molesting her for as long as she could remember, and was scared that her little sister was next. That sometimes she'd stay awake and would hear him go to her sister's room after he finished with Beth. I didn't sleep that night. I could hear her stepdad pacing around the house in the middle of the night, but he never opened the door to the Beth's bedroom or her little sister's. The next morning when I woke up, he was watching porn in the living room on his computer. The girls looked young. When my mom finally came to pick me up, Beth begged me not to say anything. My mother was a psychologist. Beth knew she'd report it. I waited a few days, but I started noticing weird behavior in Beth the next few days at school, asking me about a suicide pact, self-harming, etc. I went home and told my mom everything. The next day, Beth was pulled from class by the guidance counselor and I never saw her again. My mom told me she was sent to northern Texas to live with her real father while everything was sorted out. I still think about what happened to her and her little sister. TLDR, my best friend growing up kept a knife under her pillow when I stayed the night, and told me it was to protect me from her stepdad who molested her and her baby sister. My best friend in elementary school got 2 bunnies one year for Christmas. A boy and a girl. The first time I slept over since she got them, we slept in the living room near the cage and they literally fucked through the whole night. She was just kind of like, yeah, they do that. I didn't sleep that night. They don't say going at it like rabbits for nothing. As a kid, I always thought that referred to aggressive salad devouring. Oh boy, was my face red at Christmas that same year commenting on my cousins wolfing down their Christmas pud. Blimey, look at them going at it like rabbits. The stunned silence that emanated from the grown-up table led to palpable tension. Edit. Thank you, lovely internet people. When I was a kid, I went to my fiend's house for dinner. They ate straight butter, like it was mashed potatoes. I was like 8 and didn't want to offend. So there I was, eating fucking butter. My brain hurts just thinking about it. Edit. Thank you, kind Redditor. Not me, but my parents have told me this one. When they were first house shopping, they ended up checking out this really nice house in the city. Real estate agent is showing them around the place and they get a little side room. The agent is showing them around and my mom happens to glance into the adjacent living room. Right above the fireplace was a massive portrait of Adolf Hitler. The real estate agent was just like, oh yeah, that, and said it belonged to the previous owner. They didn't elaborate further. Edit. I get it. I missed the fur pun. RIP my inbox. Thank you for the shinies. One day we got to my pal's house and for whatever reason we were talking about ghost, and while walking up to his room he said, I don't believe in ghosts, and a broom fell to the ground just in front of us, without any kind of breeze or anything moving it. About a year later, we entered his house and I saw the same broom resting on the wall and I said, remember when you said that you didn't believe in ghosts and the broom fell off? We laugh a sec to see the broom falling off again, in front of us. We never talked about ghosts again in his house. That ghost knows how to keep the prank going. It's sweating itself with laughter on the other side. Being a ghost must be boring if the largest impact you can have on the world is pushing a broom over. Thanks for sticking till the end. Please consider subscribing. Also please give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video.